G'day guys, how's it going? I'm Aaron Whitnell, this is ACW Sport, and here are my predictions for the Champions League Group Stage Match Day 2, starting with what for me is not only the biggest game of any of the English sides this week, but also one of the biggest games in Europe this week, full stop, and that is Atletico Madrid hosting Chelsea in their new Wanda Metropolitano Stadium. For me, I see Chelsea and Atletico being very even teams, and that's why I'm predicting a 1-1 draw in this game. They have two very passionate managers who are very animated. They've both got world-class players, and for me, both Atletico and Chelsea, they're almost like the machines of their own individual leagues. So that's why I'm going 1-1. You can always count on these two being, right in the title mix in their own individual leagues, and I think these two teams are going to go really far in this season's competition as well. I'm predicting Antoine Griezmann to get the opening goal for Atletico, but then I'm predicting Alvaro Morata to get the equaliser. He, of course, will be the pantomime villain returning to Madrid, having played for Real Madrid in the past, so I'm expecting a very warm reception for him. But yeah, I'm going points shared 1-1 for Chelsea versus Atletico in Spain. As for the other game in that group, Qarabag hosts Roma. I'm going for an easy 4-0 away win for Roma. Group F sees Manchester City host Shakhtar Donetsk. Shakhtar shocked quite a few people in the opening group game when they beat Napoli. However, I'm not expecting there to be any shocks or surprises in this game. City have destroyed everyone that's been in front of them in the last few weeks, and I'm predicting the same here. I'm going 3-0 Manchester City. Sergio Aguero to get on the score sheet and get that little bit closer to becoming Manchester City's all-time leading goal scorer. As for the other game in that group, Feyenoord, they travel to Napoli. Napoli will want to bounce back after their defeat to Shakhtar, and I think they will. I'm going 2-0 Napoli in that game. Group H sees Tottenham travel to Cyprus to take on Apoel. Some of these games can be tricky when you face some of the smaller opposition in Europe, smaller stadiums, fierce atmosphere sometimes. But I'm predicting Tottenham to come through that. I'm going for a fairly comfortable 2-0 away win for Tottenham. Harry Kane and Dele Alli to get on the score sheet in that game. The other game in that sees another clash of European titans. Borussia Dortmund hosting Real Madrid, the Champions League champions, double winners, of course, the last two seasons. So Real Madrid, they haven't started the season very, very well. Dortmund have been on fire in the Bundesliga, but they lost to Tottenham in their opening group game. Both teams will want to bounce back from these Dortmund, their defeat, Real Madrid, their bad start. I'm going for a 2-2 draw in this game. I'm going Ronaldo and Bale to score for Real Madrid. I'm going for Aubameyang to get 2 for Dortmund. And I just think the points will be shared here, which would obviously be very, very good for Spurs. I still think Spurs will finish second, but this kind of result could really help them. So that's why I'm going for a draw. Group E sees Liverpool travelling to Russia to face Spartak Moscow. I think Liverpool have got more than enough class to wipe the floor with Spartak. I'm going 3-1 Liverpool, nice away win for them. I'm saying 3-1 because Liverpool, as we know, they're fantastic going forward. I'm predicting, obviously, Salah to get on the score sheet because he just seems to score all the time for Liverpool at the moment. I reckon Coutinho could get one as well. And if Mane plays, I reckon he will also score. With regards to their defence, they are leaky. That's why I'm predicting Spartak will get 1. But still a win for Liverpool. The other game sees Sevilla face Maribor in that group. I'm going for an easy 3-0 home win for Sevilla. Group A also sees Manchester United travelling to Moscow. This time they're facing CSKA Moscow. And kind of like Tottenham, where it can be tough to travel to some of these teams, CSKA, especially in the last few years, when you look at their record against the big sides, they've given them a real tough game. I still think Man United have got enough class this season to overcome that. They may be a bit jet-lagged and tired from the very long journey, but I'm going a 2-0 away win for Manchester United in that game. The other game in that group sees Basel host Benfica, and I'm going for a 1-1 draw in that. Obviously, that would be a great result for Manchester United if that happens. So that's what I'm predicting in Group A. Group B sees the final British team in the Champions League. It sees Celtic travelling to Anderlecht, and after they were humbled at home by PSG, I think Celtic could bounce back here. I do think they have a good chance of getting a Europa League spot. And I'm actually going to back Celtic here. I'm going to stick it out there. I'm going Anderlecht 1, Celtic 2 in that game. The other game sees for me what is the biggest game in the Champions League this week. And that is Bayern Munich hosting PSG. Bayern have made a bit of an indifferent start to the season. PSG obviously have been on fire up until the weekend when they drew 0-0. I think these two teams could be very, very even. I'm going for Bayern 2, PSG 2. But there's also a part of me that wants to say, I think it'll definitely be a high-scoring game, that thinks PSG might also nick it 3-2. I'm going to go 2-2, but I wouldn't be surprised if it ended up 3-2 there. And obviously I'm predicting the likes of Neymar, Lewandowski, Cavani, Mbappe, Thiago to be on the score sheets in that game. Group D sees Juventus hosting Olympiacos. They'll want to bounce back after their opening day defeat to Barcelona, and I think they will in style. I'm going 4-0 to Juventus in that game. Dybala is in ridiculous form. I'm predicting him to get a brace in that game. Higuain to get on the score sheet as well. Barcelona, they travel to Sporting Lisbon. Messi's just on a different planet at the moment to everyone else. He started the season phenomenally. He looks like he's really got the fire back in his belly and really wants to prove to everyone why he thinks he's the best player in the world. I'm going for an easy 3-0 away win for Barcelona. Wouldn't surprise me if Paulinho, the ex-Spurs player, gets on the score sheet because he started life in Barcelona so well. I'm obviously going to predict Messi to get on the score sheet, and Suarez as well. The final group sees Monaco hosting Porto. Monaco started the season fantastically when you consider the players that left them in the summer. They started this season's Champions League with an away draw at Leipzig, which I thought was a good result. Leipzig, obviously the new boys, they want to prove to everyone that they can tough it out with some of Europe's best teams. Monaco host Porto this time out. Porto was shocked by Besiktas in their opening group game, and I think Porto will lose this game as well. I'm going Monaco 3, Porto 1. And in the other game, Besiktas, they host Leipzig. I'm going for a 2-1 away win for Leipzig in that game. And they are my predictions for Week 2 of the Champions League. As always, I'm Aaron Whitnell. I will be back tomorrow with my Premier League review of the weekend's action. Just waiting for Arsenal to host West Brom tonight. And then, of course, later in the week, I'll have my Champions League review and my Premier League predictions for the coming weekend as well. But yeah, comment below. Let me know, what do you think the scores are going to be? Who do you think are going to score all the goals this week in the Champions League? Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, as always, if you want loads of football videos. And I will see you guys again soon.